Hey, what's up, Funkaholics? Today was the first day of NYCC 2019 Funko Pop exclusive reveals. NYCC is the New York Comic Con, if you didn't know. The second biggest Funko Pop hunt day or Funko Pop release day, whatever you want to call it, right behind SDCC. Historically, NYCC has had some of the coolest Funko Pop releases of all time, and here's what they revealed so far. They started out with a bang with the Marvel reveal first off, and here is the original Captain Marvel, Marvel, however you want to say it, in his classic comic book uniform. I like the color scheme and all, but I'm not too familiar with this character, so I'm probably going to skip this one. And next is the classic comic book version of Nick Fury, and I'm definitely picking this one up. I love the Sam Jackson Nick Fury, but I have to have the original one that I grew up reading about in the comics. And they also revealed the original comic book version of Miss Marvel. And honestly, I'm kind of on the fence about it. When I was growing up reading comic books, all I really knew of this character was that Rogue from the X-Men stole her powers, like permanently. And that's why Rogue can fly and like is really strong. But that was it. I never really knew much about Miss Marvel. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get this one or not. And I am definitely getting Iron Man wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. This is something fans have wanted ever since Endgame came out. Maybe not exactly like this. It might have been cooler if he was like on his knees with maybe some translucent effects, maybe a little bit more battle damaged. But this is still really cool and I'm definitely going to pick it up. I think any fan of Tony Stark or Endgame would want this. You never know. They might come out with a better version of this eventually, but you never know. Definitely picking this one up. They're also coming out with a Stan Lee wearing a spacesuit from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I haven't really collected the Stan Lees from the cameo series of him. I have the patina version of him. That might be enough for me, so I might skip this one. And they're also doing a pop shirt and pop combo set. And the pop is okay. That gradient looks kind of cool. It's different. I think it's going to be all about the execution with that one, because it looks good in this picture here. But they could easily mess up the execution on that gradient and have it be a very ugly looking pop. But it's cool. I think the idea, like, and the composition of the shirt is pretty nice. I like the colors and everything, but the artwork for her face is really, really ugly to me. Some of those lines in between her eyes and underneath them and above them and some of those lines on the cheek just make this look really ugly to me for some reason. I think it would have been better without all that. I mean, the hair looks really nice on the shirt. The body looks great. It's just that face is pretty ugly to me. The Pop Rocks line is getting a figure, and it's Debbie Harry, which I'm definitely going to get. I'm a big fan of Blondie. Unfortunately, though, I can't exactly pinpoint this outfit she's wearing as her when she was with Blondie. There might be some copyright issues or licensing issues trying to get like Debbie Harry in a more iconic like Blondie look. The box might not even say Blondie on it. It's probably going to say Debbie Harry, which kind of sucks. I'd rather have a Blondie branded Debbie Harry with, a look from when they were really popular. But that said, I'm still going to get this one because I like her so much. This Edgar Allan Poe Pop is a definite pass for me because I just think that the BAM exclusive version of him with a raven is way cooler. The raven is his most popular work, and I think Edgar Allan Poe with the raven makes him more recognizable than him with just a book. This figure looks a little plain to me and far inferior to the non-con exclusive one. Now this is a real nice surprise. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Jean-Michel Basquiat's work. I just didn't get his art. Kind of looked like crayon drawings to me, but I really like the idea of Funko making some artists. And I really hope this opens the gate to some classical artists like Van Gogh or Monet or Frida Kahlo or Diego Rivera. Really hope that happens. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get this one or not. On the one hand, I'm not a big fan of his art, but I am a big fan of Funko making this into a pop. And Funko is making another artist, Keith Haring, and this one I definitely want. As you're watching this, you may not know who Keith Haring is, but go type his name into Google, look at the images, and I guarantee you that you have seen his art before. It is so recognizable, it was so popular. Maybe not the most technically gifted artist of all time, but the guy had a style, he had a vision, and you would have to be living under a rock to say that you have never seen this guy's art before. I mean, unless you're very, very young, then that makes sense, but if you're over the age of, say, 25 or so, you've had to have seen this guy's art before. Unfortunately, though, Keith Haring and Jean-Michel Basquiat appear to not have a limited edition sticker on them, which I imagine makes them a numbered exclusive. So they'll probably be only available at the con. Hopefully, not a lot of people want Keith Haring, and he's not too expensive secondhand market, because I can't go to NYCC, so he might have to be an eBay exclusive for me. And the first 2-pack reveal is Bluntman and Chronic. Might be the first time that Funko ever depicts a marijuana leaf on a pop. And I gotta say, they're done really well. The sculpts are really cool. They're instantly recognizable. Although it probably would have been cooler if they were holding those like dildo lightsabers that they have in the movie. I'm gonna skip these. I used to really like Kevin Smith, but somewhere after like Dogma, I felt he lost his way a little bit. And I just feel like he hasn't done anything I liked in years. And Jay and Silent Bob was not one of my favorites. I would much rather Funko make, Dogma Pops, Mallrats Pops, Clerks Pops, even Chasing Amy Pops. Bluntman and Chronic are cool for the fans of that movie, but it's a pass for me. Not quite sure how to say the name. Fade? Rautha? From Dune? I've seen the Dune movie, and honestly, man, it is boring to me. Kind of looking forward to the remakes. What's cool about this pop, though, is that it does look like Sting. Sting played this character in the movie, and it does look like him. They got the hair just right, which they had to. That was crucial to this, because otherwise it's pretty plain, except for his little metal panties he's wearing there. But yeah, gotta give it to the sculptor. That hair is perfect. And Funko with one way out of left field. It's one of the clowns from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Really love it when they make pops like this. And he looks dead on. He looks just like, I don't know if they had special names to clowns or whatever, but he looks just like the most recognizable clown from the movie. The one that, sticks in your head. Well, in my head anyway. Looks really good. I'm loving the colors and the sculpt. He looks grotesque and ugly. And that's probably why I'm not going to add it to my collection. I mean, I know it's a cool pop. I like the idea and everything, but he's just too ugly for me. And I saw the movie, but I wasn't that big a fan of it. I just felt it was one of those, trying to be a B movie, trying to be a Grindhouse movie, just trying to be ridiculous. And I know it's got a lot of fans, but I've never been a big fan of this movie. And I know I'm pretty alone in this opinion because everybody loves the Back to the Future movies. I don't. Even as a kid, I was like, that's kind of cool. Just was never a big fan of Back to the Future. I watched them. I enjoyed them. They were okay. And honestly, I can't even remember the scene that this pop is from. It's Marty McFly. But honestly, man, if somebody was all, look, you'll get $1 million if you correctly guess if this is from 1, 2, or 3. It would be a complete guess from me. I guess I would have to say 3 because I saw 1 and 2. But I never watched 3 because it was like in the Wild West and all that. I was like, dude, man, this looks really lame. So I just never watched 3. And I don't remember this from 1 and 2. So that would be my guess. But yeah, Marty McFly in this like hazmat suit. Probably going to be popular. Just not for me. They're making Dr. Frank Poole from 2001 A Space Odyssey one of my favorite movies of all time. I've even done a skit before on my channel using the Dawn of Man. Really love this movie. That said, I feel David is more of like the memorable character from this movie, but maybe they're going to make David down the line and maybe somehow make a Hal pop. That would be cool. And one of the apes with like a bone. That would be cool. And a space baby. Who knows? Highly doubt this is the only one they're going to make from 2001, but I'm glad they did. And I'm definitely picking this one up. What I like the most about the HR Puffin Stuff wave is that they're Toy Tokyo. Always kind of annoying to get pops from Toy Tokyo. They're either impossible to get, or you gotta get them in a bundle, or there's some kind of mystery element to it, some kind of bullshit. I'm not into HR Puffin Stuff at all, so I'm glad that this is what Toy Tokyo got. Hopefully that's all. And for Hanna-Barbera, it's Clyde and Professor Pat Pending, and they are from the Wacky Races. I kind of remember Clyde, but not Pat Pending. I was really little when Wacky Races was on TV, and I remember liking it. These two pops aren't interesting enough for me to pick up because I will pick up something if I really, really like the design, like the Lazy Luke from Wacky Races, but these are going to be a pass for me. And here is Brita from Community. I know nothing about Community. I've never watched it. I don't even know what it's about. This pop looks pretty plain to me, but if you're a Community fan, let me know in the comments below if this is recognizable as the character of Brita, if you like it, or any comments you have about this pop. Just like Brita and Community, I don't watch Doctor Who. I'm not very familiar with it. I just know that it's very popular, and I'm guessing this is a villain. Zim Shah? Not sure how to say that. It's an interesting design. I can't imagine this not being instantly recognizable as this character because of how unique that look is. Looks pretty cool. And it's nice that the Doctor Who Funko Pop line isn't dead. And that's nice for that fandom. And the Green Hornet and Kato in a 2-pack once again. Except for this time, it's more boring. I think in the original, they're holding some weapons. And then at SDCC, they released a Kato holding a weapon, but without his mask, which is kind of dumb. I mean, why would you want Kato without his mask? It's one of the most iconic masks of all time. But here we go. Another 2-pack of the Green Hornet and Kato. Except for this time, they're putting up their dukes. I feel like if Funko's going to do this, they should wait at least a year before doing it again. Just seems like a pointless exclusive to me. And last but not least, Missandei from Game of Thrones. Not one of my favorite characters, not one of my least favorites. She was sweet, she was pretty, I liked her, and I think they did a really good job with this pop. The hair is perfect, and the way they made her standing is just like the way the actress stands. I would recognize this as Missandei right away outside of the box. I think this was probably a very tough one to sculpt, but the artist did a good job capturing the subtle details of her outfit and her hair and her pose to make a very good Missandei pop, and I will probably pick this one up. Alright guys, those were the official day one reveals for the New York Comic Con. I know there was a couple of others leaked here and there, but I'm not going to talk about those until the official release, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be others that are included with those properties. Like that Batman, there's probably going to be more DC pops, and I want to talk about them all at the same time. So check back on my channel if you want to hear about those. Let me know in the comments below which one of these you want to get, which ones you think are a little bit weak, like maybe the Green Hornet and Kato, or anything else you'd like to say. Thanks for watching and take it easy.
That should be that.